Hello everybody and welcome back to my garage Zero to Hero. Alright, so it is Monday morning, it is very early. So I decided to wake up a little bit earlier this morning because I wanted to see what else I can continue with on the old truck over here. So yeah, it has been quite a busy weekend for me. As you can see, I've done a little bit of work, not too much. We've did a little bit of painting, also changed the wheels that we got from Hugo. And yeah, we've painted our fenders and also taken care of the rust. So that is a very good plus point. But as you can see, we've still got a lot of work to do before we can get this thing back up and running again. So Grandma was kind enough to borrow me her car for today to use. So yeah, obviously we're not going to be able to drive this pickup truck of ours today. But I want to see if I can get my fenders mounted. And then we're going to start tackling the engine. And yeah, we're going to go to work around 8 o'clock because we've got a couple of things to do at the shop today. Nothing too major. In the last episode, we picked up our new customer vehicle for Sphartan. We've got a 1970s Chevy Chevelle we need to start working on. So I haven't been really briefed yet on what is happening with that project. So we will figure that out as far as we go on with this week. But yes, we are going to start stripping our engine up on the stand here now. So there's quite a bit of useful parts on this engine over here. And I think there are also going to be some parts that is currently on our engine that's better. So yeah, what I'm going to do is we're going to strip this engine first, I think. We're going to take all of the parts off. And we're going to investigate each and every one. And yeah, just see which parts are the best ones between this engine and our current engine. And then obviously we are going to tell Merle what parts we are going to take, and he's going to give us a price on all the parts that we have used basically. All right, so yeah, I don't think we should really start stripping this one, but I do want to get this sump off so that I can see the pistons and see the condition of them. And we also see straight off the bat this oil pan that we took off that engine is a little bit better. It's not a big difference. But yes, we are going to strip all the useful parts that we need of this engine, at least what I can tell from looking at it. So we've got a couple of good pistons in this engine, so those are the ones that I'm going to remove, and we're going to obviously compare it to the ones we take out of our engine and just see how things are between the two engines. So I'm not entirely sure if there's going to be much useful parts. So that is why I want to strip this one first, and then yeah, we'll just take it from there. Alright, so we've got a better looking oil filter than what we currently have on this engine, because ours is looking a little bit tired and rusty. It's over there on the other side. Let me just see. Yeah, clearly you can see this one is a little bit worse, or actually much worse. But yes, I also had to go and buy myself this engine stand so that I can actually put the engine up on here. So this is going to make it a little bit easier for us. That thing cost me quite a pretty penny, but yeah, as you can see, we've got it now, and it's a very good investment actually. So we are going to be able to do engine work from now on for private customers as well. Right, so we've got a couple of pistons that don't look too bad. I don't know what the condition of the other ones in our engine are, but we're gonna see what we can do. I mean, there's pistons, definitely good ones, not the best ones, not brand new, but they might be better than the ones we currently have in our engine. Alright, so let's see. That one is actually fairly decent. And then I think this piston over here is the last one we're going to take out. The other ones are a little bit crusty and rusty, so yeah, they're not really worth taking out. So that way we already have got a couple of pistons that might be better than the ones we currently have. Let's just have a look at our fuel pump as well. Alright, so the fuel pump, it doesn't look too bad. We might be able to use this if ours is in worse condition. Unfortunately, this engine had a bit of trouble with the engine block blowing up, so that is probably why most of the pistons are useless, and also the engine block will be useless at this point. But we do have a good exhaust manifold for the left hand side, which ours is looking a bit bad on our engine. So there are definitely going to be some better parts. We also got a better cylinder head on this side, which we currently need on our engine, as well as a distributor, plug wires. I'm not sure about spark plugs. I might actually go and buy some new spark plugs because they are not too expensive, and it's a very easy thing to swap out. This header is definitely not worth keeping, so we should actually make a scrap parts pile. I'm going to put it in front of the stairs. Yeah, we've got a very little space in this little garage of Grandma, actually. But we're going to have to just make do with what we have. Right, so there's an alternator that looks fairly decent. Don't know if it's better than the one we have, but we'll see. Right, and I think let's start by the air filter. The air filter in this doesn't look too bad. The lid doesn't look too bad. This air filter housing doesn't look so good either. So we might have to actually buy a brand new one. It all depends. Yeah, we're not gonna dig into that engine just yet. We'll just strip everything off this one. Alright, this carburetor also looks a little bit better than the one we've got. So the one we've got is, yeah, quite rusty. You can just see it. Alright, let's do this. We're going to take the distributor off with the spark plug wires. Alright, so that is also something that looks better than the ones we've got, obviously. Yeah, definitely. That'll be a bit of an improvement for us. Alright, let's take this intake manifold off. Alright, perfect. Here we go. Is it going to come off now? What is keeping this intake into place? Was there a bolt that I missed? There we go. That's the one. Alright, so there's the intake. Let's take off this thermostat housing. Alright, so the intake manifold looks okay. It doesn't look perfect, but might be better than ours. I don't know yet. Valve cover. We'll take this valve cover off. Yeah, that one doesn't look too bad. I think we've got a rusty valve cover on this side, so we do have a better one on this engine, which will be this one. Alright, so that one definitely looks better than the one we've got on our engine. Alright, let's strip off these rockers, first of all, from the cylinder heads. As these rockers look a little bit bad. Yeah, let's put this on our junk pile. Put it here under the table. Should actually just move this over to this side. Okay, let's see what else we can figure out here. We've got our cylinder head, which is going to come off next. Alright, let's unbolt this. Alright, so there's our right hand cylinder head, which might be a bit better than the one we've got. It should, definitely. Alright, there's a good head gasket on this side still. We could reuse that probably. And on this side, we've got good rockers in this head. So we'll just leave the rockers in this head for now. Alright, and let's just get all of these undone. Perfect. Right, so there's our other good looking cylinder head. I don't know if the one on our engine is better, but we'll just see. Right, and let's just pack these things a little bit neater. Alright, let's start with our crankshaft. Well, the clutch plate, obviously, the pressure plate. Right, there we go. That is off. Let's get our clutch plate. That is looking a little bit worn. Don't know if the flywheel is going to be better, but we'll take it off anyway. So there we go. Alright, so we've still got this ignition coil back here. There we go. Right, this one actually doesn't look too bad. Might actually be the one we go with at the end of the day. Alright, and now I think we can start tackling the front. Oops, I didn't want to loosen that. There we go. Alright. And let's just move this to that side a bit, and we'll put this down over here. This might be a... yeah, this one is a little bit more worn than the one we've got over there. So I don't know if that's the better one. We'll see the ones on our engine. Engine fan might be a bit better. Water pump, definitely not. I think our water pump on our engine is better. But what we do want is this timing cover, which is a little less rusty than the one on our engine. So this might work out quite well, actually. Yeah, definitely. So let's get this harmonic balancer off. And we'll also get this pulley detached from it, because we're going to check our pulley as well. Though that one doesn't look too bad. The harmonic balancer looks pretty decent. Alright, let's get this timing cover off. Alright, so that's definitely something we need to swap over to our engine. Alright, and next up we're going to take off this timing chain and also the timing sprocket, or the camshaft sprocket, which is almost new, so it's not too bad. We are going to need our pry tool over here for this. Alright, so that's our crankshaft sprocket. We can also check the one on our engine. Alright, and this timing chain looks like it's seen better days, so we'll just pop it over there for now. Alright, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's everything off this engine that is going to be of use of us. Well, of use to us, rather. Okay, so let's put this over here under the table, out of the way. There's one more thing we could check, the camshaft probably. I don't know. That camshaft doesn't look... yeah, it doesn't look very good. Yeah, this is just probably going to be replaced if the one in our engine isn't better. I don't know. We'll see if it's worse. Alright, but now, looking at the time, it's already 8:15. So I better start moving, getting over back to the shop, because, yeah, as I said, we've got a little bit of work to do. Alright, this truck is very close to the door over there. But yes, we will continue this when we get back home after work. I don't know if we're going to be busy the whole day at work, but we're going to see what is going to happen today at the shop. I know Alan painted Hugo's car, and also his wife's BMW has been painted. So I did go and help Alan over the weekend just to mask off a couple of things, but I wasn't present when he actually painted the car, so I wouldn't know if he's painted the car a different color yet. So we're gonna go and figure that out once we get back to the shop. Alright, and here we go. Alright, and here we are at the shop. So I just quickly want to basically have a look at this Chevelle once again, because we actually need to give this a little bit of a wash before we can put it into the shop, because it is quite filthy. And yeah, we want to try and see what we are kind of working with here, because Alan said this project is going to be quite a big job for us. So yeah, I think the best thing to do would be to start cleaning this thing first of all, and then we will go inside the shop and see what we need to do inside. I'll also see if Alan left me a note. I'm not too sure, but I think if we can clean this thing up, it's going to be a step in the right direction, at least starting off this week. Alright, this thing has got a ton of rust. This quarter panel looks like it has been changed because it's an odd color. Also, this door doesn't look like it's the original door from the car, but it's definitely seen some better days as well. The roof also looks quite badly mangled and it's a bit rusty. I don't know if we are going to repair this or if we're going to probably replace it. I don't know. Not sure yet what is going to happen. This quarter panel doesn't look too bad. We've got some very badly rusty wheels on this thing as well. Alright, but yeah, well, everything looks a little bit better if you clean it up a bit. So there we go. This is yeah, it's actually cleaning up quite nice. I didn't think it was going to clean up this easily. But over here we've got a little bit of damage. There's quite a big dent in this door and fender. Luckily there doesn't appear to be any damage on the wheel section or the suspension section, but yeah, by the looks of this car, everything is pretty badly beat up actually. And yeah, this hood doesn't look like it's gonna clean up any better than it currently is. Yeah, that is definitely very bad. It's not gonna clean up with just rinsing it off. Yeah, no, clearly there's something going on with this hood. It doesn't want to clean up, so we'll just leave it like that. Same for this front grille part. Doesn't look like it really wants to clean up. Alright, but yes, I think that looks a little bit better. So we can probably get this thing into the shop once we are, yeah, basically sure what we need to do on this thing. We still need to remove all the stuff from the trunk as well and go through this. So yeah, that is going to be quite a job by the looks of it. The floor pan's actually looking quite good. But yes, this is going to be probably a project we start on later in the week. I don't know what's happening with it yet. But what I do know is today we are going to return Hugo's car. And yeah, I'm going to see this car for the first time since it was painted. So I don't know what to expect. I don't know what color it is. So let's just see the color, I guess. Let's reveal it right over there. All right, well, that is definitely a bit different. Didn't expect this. So this is a very nice dark blue that Alan painted this car in. And knowing Alan, I know he likes his blues. So yeah, well, blues as in color blues, not music blues. But yes, this actually turned out quite nice. I think this suits the car quite a bit. It's a very classic and 70s type of theme blue, I think. So that is definitely not too bad. So we just need to get this thing put back together. We've got the interior parts over there and some windows and some trim pieces, and then this thing should be good to go back to Hugo's shop. I don't see a note on the table, so I don't know what exactly Alan wants us to do for the rest of the day, but I think once we get the Hugo's car put back together and we return it to Hugo, I don't know what's going to happen with his wife's BMW in the paint booth. I don't even know if this thing is dry perfectly yet, because I think he painted this thing only yesterday. So I don't really want to touch it yet. So I'll just maybe give Alan a call first before I do anything with this car. I don't know if it's supposed to just stay here to cure a little bit longer, but yeah, I do know one thing. We can continue with the Firebird. So I think that is what we're going to start with. So we've got our interior panels and yeah, a little bit of glass and also some trim pieces, obviously. So we're going to bring this interior with the headliner and everything all together. It's going to pop in and we're just going to secure it with the bolt over there. Perfect. And next up, let's grab our door panels. We've got our driver's side door panel over here. This is a passenger side door panel actually. Right, and I know these bolts are a little bit tricky. So there are two of them over there. Okay, so that's the passenger side, let's get the driver side door card on as well. Alright, let's open this door. Get that panel into place. Alright, bolt it up over there and over there. Alright, and let's just put our wrench back. Because now I think these trim pieces over here, this is for the right hand side. So there we go, that looks much better. We've got our mirror installed as well with that. Let's just do the driver's side too. Alright, that was simple enough. So yeah, I thought this thing was going to be a little bit harder than this to put together. We've got, I think this is the front windshield, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. Alright, so that pops in. And we've got the rear glass. Just like that. So this car is now officially completed. I don't think there's anything else we need to do to this other than deliver it back to Hugo, and so that he can start doing drag races again. Alright, but yes, before I actually load this thing up onto our Ram truck to take it back to Hugo, I think I'm going to give Alan a call quick, just to see if there's anything we need to do before we head off to Hugo's shop. So yeah, let me quickly have a word with him. Alright, so I had a bit of a chat with Alan quickly on the phone, and he said that there's not really anything else for us to do today. We just need to deliver Hugo's car. He said we can try and push the Chevelle into the shop somewhere where we can start dismantling it, maybe at a later stage. But that's not really urgent just as yet, because he doesn't even know exactly what's going to happen with the car. But yes, we don't have to do anything to his wife's car. This car, he says he'll bring his wife over a little bit later, and she can drive this car back. And we'll just have to go and pick up the courtesy car a little bit later on. So yeah, that is basically what's going to happen today. We're just going to deliver Hugo's car, and then we are free to continue work on our own truck back at the house. So let's see if we can fire Hugo's Firebird up over here. I know the handbrake is a little bit tricky to get undone. But yes, let's get this thing fired up and loaded up onto the Ram truck over there. Right, so this thing fires up very easily. And it's got quite a bit of power. Alright, so let me see if I can tame this beast a bit, because this thing, it just wants to take off. Gonna have to be very careful with this. Alright, so I would call that a win. We've got the 75 Firebird loaded up onto the Ram truck. And yeah, man, this thing it's quite a beast. It just wants to get a full throttle open on the drag strip. So yeah, we are going to jump in, gonna take this thing back to Hugo and offload it. And then we will make our way back to the shop with the Ram truck, and then we'll head back home and see what else we can do to our truck's engine. Alright, so we are off.
Down a gravel road off exit 22 is a place where they'll fix up what's wrong with you. Old cars and trucks, like stories from afar, all find new life at a place called Alan's Car. At Alan's Automotive Service Center, there's a welcome mat and they're the best inventor. Busted tailpipes, tired engines need a mentor. Your ride's revival starts at Alan's Center. Alan's hands are rough, marked with grease and oil. He's the kind of man who knows hard work and toil. He'll lend an ear to your woes about the ride, and not a moment's waste, he'll be right by your side. At Allen's Automotive Service Center, there's a welcome mat and they're the best inventor. Busted tailpipes, tired engines need a mentor. Your ride's revival starts at Allen's Center. Margaret's at the desk with a smile so wide. She schedules the repair, keeps the chaos tied. Coffee brewing strong, Presley playing soft. She brings a touch of home to the working loft.
Alright, and here we are back at Hugo's house with his 1975 Pontiac Firebird. And I must say I was a little bit nervous driving with this thing on the back of the truck now that it is completed. But we made it here without a problem, and this thing is definitely looking much better than when we picked it up from Hugo's. So yeah, let's go and knock on the door and see if we can surprise Hugo with his newly restored Firebird. Just notice I have to come back a little bit more, so we'll figure that out once Hugo came and have a look around the car, because who knows, maybe he's not happy and he wants to send it back again. And I do notice there's a very nice car there next to the garage. I wonder what's up with that. We're gonna talk to Hugo about it a little bit and see what he says. And yeah, it looks like he's got a, yeah, really, look at that, is interesting. So he's got a little ladder coupe, which looks like the one that Merle used to have. But yeah, let's knock on the door and have a word with Hugo. Alrighty, and Hugo is very happy with his 1975 Pontiac Firebird that we did some work on for him. So this thing turned out quite nice. He loves the color. He said he didn't expect it to look this good. So yeah, that is definitely one project, our first project since we started working for Alan, and it has been completed successfully, and I'm quite happy with that. But now we need to speak about a little bit of a different offer from Hugo. So this car over here is actually a 1962 Chevy Impala, which belongs to his nephew called Dennis. So apparently Dennis has got this car, yeah, for quite a while now, and it needs a little bit of TLC. There's not really too much wrong with it. So he said obvious things like suspension work needs to be done to this thing. There's very minimal work actually. So he said that it's quite a bit of a small job for a big shop like Allen's, and he asked me if I would be able to maybe take this thing under my own wing as a personal job, you know, a private job, and sort it out for his cousin, or his nephew rather. So yeah, that is going to basically be on us to get this thing over to our house, grandma's house, and work on it after hours probably, because yeah, we are going to earn all of the money we get from this vehicle if we do decide to take on this project. So yeah, I'm quite keen on this, but that means I'm going to have to get my F100 basically running reliably, and also rent a trailer of some sort in order to load this thing up and take it back to grandma's house. So I told Hugo I'm going to have to sort out my F100 truck first of all, and then yeah, come and pick it up once we are ready. So that is definitely a project that we are going to take on once we are ready for it. Hugo also said that he traded Merle the Lada for the other BMW that he had, the E36. So he actually got another E36 in now. But this one has got a bit of a different engine in. So he said I am welcome to pop the hood. So yeah, this is in fact a BMW engine. It's a 2-liter by the looks of it, normally aspirated, non-turbo. But this thing has been hit a little bit in the front left, and Hugo said this might also be something he's going to send my way if we are going to be able to fix up his nephew's car for him. So this is going to be another project that Hugo might send over to me. He didn't mention anything about the little Lada over here yet, if he wants us to work on this as well for him. I'm not sure what his idea is with this car. I didn't really ask too much about it. But yeah, he said he traded this from Merle, so that is how he got it. So yeah, we are going to basically head back to the shop now, drop off the Ram truck, and then we are going to go back to Grandma's house, or basically back home, and we are going to see if we can get our engine put back together, because I'm actually quite keen on starting work on Dennis's car over there. So yeah, here we go. Let's make our way back to the shop. Alright, and here we are back at the shop. So we just need to get this Chevelle of Sphartans pushed into the shop, and then we can basically call it a day for now. I do want to go and see if we can get our F100's engine put back together, and yeah, just hopefully get it running so that we can take on that private job that Hugo has got for us on his nephew's car. So yeah, let me quickly sort this thing out. I'm going to have to probably put the camera down in order to push this thing into the shop. So yeah, I'll be right back with you guys once this thing is back into the shop over there. Alright, there we go. That was quite a bit of a chore. This thing is very heavy to push. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be so heavy, but we finally got it into the shop. So yeah, we are going to wait on Alan to let us know what needs to happen with this thing. But yes, we are now done for today with work over here at Alan's shop. So we are going to hop back into Grandma's car. I quickly want to go past Minty's because I did order some parts from him on Saturday. So I think those parts might be there already. So we're going to go and see if everything is there, because we obviously have got a couple of other things as well to fix up on the F100. So let's quickly go past Minty's and just see if our order is basically completed, if everything is ready for us.
Your order is ready, FUNCLE.
Oh, thank you very much, Minty. I appreciate it. Oh, there they are. That is perfect. Alright, so what we've got here is a steering column, and this is going to go into our Ford F100, obviously. So the one that we've got on our truck currently is working okay, but the indicator stalk is broken on it, so we're going to be replacing that. We've got two new mirrors for the doors, which I'm going to replace, obviously, because the ones on the truck were way too big to my liking. So we are going to grab these two. I wonder if some of these parts might actually fit in the backpack, so let's just grab these things. So those aren't very important, but yeah, once again, we are going to do a little bit of a service to suspension as well. We also have got a brand new radiator and a tire for Grandma's car over here. We are going to replace the front right tire because that tire is starting to lose air. Alright, and let's just grab the radiator, and then yeah, we will be off. Right, thank you very much, Minty. I appreciate it.
Tell Alan he still owes me that drink.
Alright, I will tell Alan. Thank you very much. Alright, and yeah, let's hit the road. Alright, and here we are back at the house, and looks like Grandma left me a note over here. So let's quickly have a look at the note over here. Let's see what she says. Alright, so Grandma says, "Hello dear. I've been saving up for a while now to see if I can buy a newer car for myself. You know, Grandma is not getting any younger, and the old Lada wagon does not have power steering like those fancy cars. I really enjoyed driving the Mercedes you rented for me the other day, and I would love to buy one like it soon. I found a good used one that was in a slight accident, but I'm sure it can be fixed. Would you go and see this car and let me know what you think? You'll find it at a big house over on the small island near the lighthouse. You can't miss it. Love, Grandma." Alright, so that is going to probably entail us taking a drive over to the small island to go and have a look at this car Grandma wants to buy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to offload everything into the back of the truck over here, because our table is a little bit occupied at the moment. And then we will make our way over there and see what this car is all about that Grandma is interested in buying. So I'm just going to offload the parts we've got over here. We've got our new radiator. So I'll probably continue with this then when I get a chance for it. So this is going to be quite a bit of a drive, and this is an unexpected thing now. I didn't expect to drive all the way over to the small island again today. But yeah, we're going to help Grandma out a bit by going to have a look at this car for her. So I've got no idea what car it is. It's a Mercedes apparently. So yeah, let's see what she wants to buy, I guess. Alright, let's just turn the lights off because I don't want to waste electricity. Alright, well, let's hop into Grandma's car and we're going to go and have a look at this Mercedes for her. I believe it's a Mercedes. That's what I could gather from her note. Alright, so here we go. I will catch you guys once we get there. Alright, and we are now close to the house where Grandma saw this vehicle. I bet she read it in the newspaper. So yeah, we are going to probably have to turn up here. Yeah, this is quite a steep little uphill. Luckily we rebuilt the engine in this car, so it's got a little bit of power. Alright, let's see if this is indeed the house. It looks like it. And there's a car. I believe that should be a Mercedes. Yes, it is. Alright. Wow, that yeah, that thing looks a little bit knackered. Looking at it straight off the bat like that. Alright, we'll just pull up behind the car over here. Alright, well, I think let's hop out. Quickly have a look around this thing. Alright, so this is a 300D, which means it's a diesel. It's a Mercedes wagon, obviously. It's got a little bit of damage at the front left over here, but it's not really that bad now that I look at it. So it looks like it's just a fender. The hood looks like it's been replaced. But yeah, it hasn't been straightened out or anything like that. So this crash bar is bent in a bit. The front bumper is completely missing. But from what I can see, there doesn't seem to be a lot of damage to suspension, undercarriage, things like that. We've got a broken coil spring over here that I can see. Maybe a brake line, hub carrier. So it doesn't look too bad. It all depends on the price this guy is gonna ask for this car. I don't know what is in the trunk. Looks like there's a repair manual for the car as well as a owner's manual. So this car might actually have been kept quite, you know, serviced at Mercedes. I don't know. It almost looks as if, yeah, there's a bit of a ding over here on this quarter panel as well, and the door. So that's definitely fixable. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna knock on the door, gonna have a chat to this guy and see what he's looking to get out of this thing. And then yeah, we could probably advise grandmother if it's gonna be a good buy or not. So yeah, let's quickly knock on the door and ask him if we can also take it for a quick test drive. So yeah, let's see if there's anybody home. Hopefully there is. Alright, and here we are. So the owner of the car gave me the keys and he told me to take my time. I can take it for a spin if I want to. But first, before we do that, let's just do a little bit of a visual inspection. So clearly we can see this engine has been kept clean. I think he told me that the engine has been serviced recently, so I don't know if there's going to be any maintenance to do to the engine. By the looks of it, it actually seems to be quite clear. Doesn't look like there's any problems with it. So let's do the old thing and just check the oil first of all. So yeah, I'm convinced that oil looks very clean. Let's check the coolant. Coolant looks good. As for the brake fluid, it doesn't look too bad. There's definitely some good brake fluid in there. The brake lines look good still. So yeah, nothing really mechanically a problem on the engine side of things. And I did notice this car is actually an automatic, so which is going to be a little bit better for Grandma. And we've got the license plate over here wedged in between the steering wheel and the dash. Let's just see if we can get this thing out of here. There we go. Alright, we'll just maybe put this in the trunk as well. That is the front license plate, obviously. And we do have a repair manual for the car. And we've also got the original owner's manual book. So yeah, that is pretty good. Let's just see. This window appears to be working. Let's just see. I think these ones, they've got buttons over here as well. Oh, that one definitely works. So that doesn't look like there's any problems with that. And let's just roll these windows up. It's quite a bit dusty on this dirt road. You can tell by the condition or the cleanliness of the vehicle. Alright, so that window also winds up and down. And this will be the important one. Yeah. All seems to be in order with the windows. Hazard lights work. We've got a radio stereo. Yeah, it looks like that should also work. I don't know if it's gonna blast our ears off when it turns on. Hopefully not. Alright, so I think last but not least, let's just check on the interior. We've got good door cards all the way around. The seats look pretty decent. Alright, so this B-pillar trim looks a little bit crusty, so might have to replace that if we do decide to go ahead. So now it all comes down to price. So this guy is asking 20,000 for this car, but I think we could probably squeeze a little bit of money off the top from that price. It all depends on how the car drives. So I think let's fire this thing up. So this is in fact a diesel. It's got glow plugs. Right, well, it fired right up. Does it go into reverse? Yes, it does. It goes into drive. And it definitely moves. Alright, well, let's see if the transmission shifts. It does. Yeah, it's definitely not a bad driving car. It actually handles quite well, even though it's been in a little bit of an accident. Might be pulling a little to the left with that broken coil spring we've got. But let's see. I'm just going to take it up the road. Yes, there's definitely a little bit of a pull to the left. Nothing too serious. I think it's just down to that front left suspension being a little bit damaged. Keep have to counter steer it a bit. But I think in general this car is driving quite well. Definitely has got quite a bit of power for a non-turbo engine. Alright, but I think that is far enough for a test drive. There's no rubbing on the front suspension over there, so that is a good sign at least. So I don't have a wheel shifted backwards or anything like that, so yeah, I think this is a pretty decent little car. It would be a nice upgrade for Grandma. And the power steering is definitely working very well. So that is something that she would definitely like, and I think also the automatic gearbox would be a very nice feature for Grandma, because she's been driving the Lada for all these years and it's been manual. Alright, well, let's get this thing back over to the gentleman's house. And then, yeah, I think we'll tell Grandma that she can make this guy an offer of about 18,000 cash. I think that'll be fair, because then at least we would have about $2,000 to spare and spend on some parts that we're gonna need for this thing, which isn't gonna be a lot, because we need to replace a front bumper, maybe a fender, a headlight and a blinker, and a little bit of suspension work here and there. So obviously I haven't been able to really check under the car as much. But yeah, this car isn't that old, so it shouldn't be too rusty. So I don't think we're going to be able to really crouch down all the way to see too much down there. There's a tiny bit of rust over here. It's nothing too serious. Looks like, yeah, we've got a bad differential as well, which isn't the end of the world. This wheel obviously lost its Mercedes hubcap, so there's a BMW one on here, but that's fine. We can always try and find a new set of wheels for this thing, or maybe even just get a hubcap like that. Might be able to find one. It's got some nice roof racks as well, so that is quite nice too. Alright, well, I think that is going to be basically also a wrap for this episode. It's we are running a little bit out of time. But yes, I think next time when we come back with the next episode, we should be able to have our F100 up and running. So I'm going to go ahead and yeah, start working on that when I get back home. But yes, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate every view, every like. And also, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. I will appreciate it very much. But yes, until the next time, cheerio.